Don't mind me just having a sneezing fit before the stream starts. Hello everyone. How is everyone doing today? I do feel like everything's darker in this room than it usually is. Maybe I'm just going mad. Marie, you miss Sage's dance moves. Me too. Also, hi. Hi, Lunamoon. Hi, Nat. How are you today? Hello, S. Christensen. Welcome. You'll have a little character on the bottom of the screen you can customize if you'd like. I've just put the link in chat. Hi, Zordley. How are you doing today? Lunamoon, you're glad to be home. Nice. Hi, Bryony. I'm alright, thank you. How are you? Hi, Farouk. The mask is here. Pardon? How are you all doing today? You said you were glad to be home, Lunamoon. Where had you been off out to? Landgrab Nancy. Hi, Leslie. How you doing today? Tell you what I should do though. I should back up Sims before we start. It's a good plan with all of the updates that have been going on recently. I want to make sure that we don't suddenly lose our 8 months of legacy. Oh, your character has a mask. Very good. Did you miss much on Friday? I don't think so. Just plodding along. How do I back up? I just copied the whole Sims folder from the from my documents because I am on Windows. So the whole Sims data structure gets saved into my documents. Nat, you're okay? Just contemplating about this week because it seems that it will be busy. Busy good or busy bad? Oh my, I'm alright, thank you. My throat is still struggling, but I wasn't up in time to make a doctor's appointment, so try again tomorrow. Hi Bella, how are you enjoying your new keychain? Right, also I turned the brightness completely down. Completely down on my chat monitor. I feel like it may have been a little too low down. I was slightly struggling to read that. There's lots of ways of backing up though, and technically you don't have to back up the whole EA folder, the whole Sims folder, because there is just a like Sims save file folder somewhere amongst all of that. This is just the way that I do it because it's easy. Farouk, you said, how's my voice? Still not fabulous, but managing. You laugh every time you see it. I'm not surprised, Bella. Nat, you don't know yet. Hopefully going to the mountains at the weekend for a training and got invited to the sea with friends, but you don't know if you'll manage. I'm sorry to hear that. Am I building today? Yep, be building the castle today. Trying to do the interior of the castle today. We made a good start on the exterior last time, so it'd be nice to have some of the interior done. Yes. Also, for anyone that was playing our community Minecraft server, we have now updated to the latest version. So we will be doing an expansion event at some point where we open the borders up so that people can go and explore some of the new areas. So if that's something you're interested in, yeah, just pop a message in the Minecraft channel in the Discord. Is there an update today for Sims? I don't know. There was a base game update recently. It was last week. It was on the 18th. 23rd for console. Yep. Joe's on it. Joe knows the dates. Base game updates. Let the kids play. And let me move this over to the screen for a sec. And what better place to play than the new playground venue? Going to the park is fine and all, but sometimes kids need their own space. The playground venue, on the other hand, is the perfect place to let the little ones run wild. You'll find it visited primarily by other children and their chaperones, especially after school hours, making it the perfect place to make new friends. Built the perfect playground. We'd love to see it, blah, 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 blah. And then there's just basically go share your stuff on the gallery. So they've added playgrounds. And a variety of other bits and pieces. I don't think there's anything else worth noticing. There's a new kit coming out called Autumn Apparel next month that looks really nice. I will probably get that one when it comes out. Lunamoon, you've just seen the keyring. The keyring is something to behold. Bella has a very particular taste, and there is no stopping it. Where are... Okey-doke. Cool. You're just really funny. Is a really good joke. We just don't get the joke. I'm with you. How was everybody's weekend? What did everybody get up to? In South Africa, it's spring right now. Would be strange to buy the pack. Yeah, we're just kind of coming into autumn now. Sim's just giving me like 20 adverts as I open up. Classic Sims. Right, it is just booting up. We're just going to crack straight on because, as we've discussed previously, there is so much building to do that kind of, if we don't crack on, we are going to be making this castle indefinitely. But we can chat as I'm doing it. He has made it across to a staircase. Okay, so where we're at. Just a little bit of a recap for everybody. This is the castle so far. We changed these buildings from being separate buildings, like with their own style, to being just the same brick as the castle. Which does make it all look a little bit more in keeping, but it also does mean that these sections make a little bit less sense now. I'm not really sure about that anymore, but we'll see. Lunamoon, it was busy, weird and tiring, but the theme park was fun. Nice. You did tell me where you were going to. I've forgotten the name. Lunamoon, you have done your part for seeing your estranged family for the first time in 18 years. Oof. There were no arguments. Nice. I'm glad that went well. Yeah, so we finished the last stream having just put the staircases in. So we now have all the staircases in the towers in the correct places, and that is it. So what I have done since then is I added these windows and sorted these windows out because a couple of them were wrong. And I have created this entranceway. So you can see we've got a kind of start of a corridor up here the pillars down there. And then, yeah, little entranceway, these kind of balcony sections on either side. It's looking great. You're awful at building. I'm sure you're great, Joe. Bella, just work, but today you got some new clothes for autumn. Nice. And you're going to do some crafts. What crafts? Essington, thank you. Luna went on every ride she was tall enough for, and even tried to sneak on ones he wasn't before you caught her. I like that. Sounds like she had a good time though. Okay, so first thing I'm wondering is whether you would want to come up to the balcony and then like to like go through the door and then immediately we'll say yes for now, for the sake of this not being done forever. Marie, you've got to go, but have fun. No worries. I hope you have a great rest of the day. The Gruffalo, I'm guessing, ride is terrifying there. You think that's Chessington? I don't know. Brooke, you'll use this build for a Prison Break series, oh dear. You're going to make some pom-pom garlands with toadstools and pumpkins. Sounds fun. You'll have to show us. Okay. Not sure if this hall is really large enough right now. I think probably. Let's not go too over the top. Okay. We need to start designating rooms somehow. Now, you just realized today's the official, I guess, first day of autumn? Really? What's the justification for that? Okay. How are we doing this? So we'd said maybe the kitchen on this side with potentially a way to the bakery. I think that should probably be underground though. So let's maybe use the basement tool wherever that is. Oh, there's a basement tool somewhere. Platform, custom, basement. That's the one. Custom basement. No, we'll use the basement tool for now. Which should give us, yep. And then we'll do the same here. I'm gonna do the basement for the whole of that house. I'm just mimicking the shapes right now. And we can figure it out from there. Hi, honey. How you doing today? Hi, Mandalorian. Amanda, how are you? Nat, today's the autumnal equinox. Ooh, interesting. You've gone full spooky already. Nice. Klaus, thank you for the follow. How you doing today? Thank you for the follow. Honey, you're doing okay, just off to work. Well, I hope work is okay. Anything particular on at work today? So where... feel like you would come into the room and then the way down would be trying Trying to figure out if there's a corner we can hide it in, you know. I mean, alternatively, you don't really want to have to go down. I mean, I think here might work. Or do we move it? Do we move it one further back? Because it depends what we're turning into a kitchen. Farouk, you had a long day. You were shooting a school concert. Of what? Like a music concert? Ooh, we could do... We could do a multi... I've got an idea. Not promising it's a good idea, but I've got an idea. Okay. I might be able to make this work. So I need to move this out of the way. I need to do this. And this. That's a good point. It does frustrate me that Sims doesn't like auto dig out the terrain. So we're gonna have to lower all of this terrain to make this work. I don't think I've ever done terrain manipulation on Sims. It'd be fun. Why is this not lowering? Lower terrain. Okay. Curious. Okay. Interesting. This may be a problem. It's Heritage Day in South Africa. Is one of your public holidays. Nice. A dance concert for children. That sounds a lot of fun. So what were you doing as part of that? Okay, so why is Sims adding this thin layer of grass? A thin layer of grass that I can't get rid of. Anybody got any right ideas? OP, yeah, I'm still building the castle. You were doing the video recording in group photos. Oh, that sounds fun, Farouk. Okay, how do we fix this? The raise, that's not going to do anything.
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Thank you, Farouk. Can I add flooring? Yep. Oh, yeah. I presume it's not something silly like I need to add stuff below ground first. Because as soon as I get rid of the floor, yeah. Why is it like individual blocks now? Like now it's not treating it as if it's a room. This might be a slight flaw. Okay. It was a nice idea. It was a nice idea, but that's not going to work. We'll figure out a different plan. Okay. Oh, now this is being weird as well. I presume means it's literally going to be like... Yeah. Okay, Sims is just having a bit of a moment. Let's see if we can figure this back out. Oh, because it's also treating... Why is it treating this all as outside now? Oh, Sims. Right, fine. Minor design flaw, yeah, just minor. Hi Faye, how are you doing today? Right, so that's 3 wide, so this needs to also be 3 wide. How do we get this to line up with that? I think the simple answer is we don't. So, how do we split these rooms up? Hi Alto, how are you doing today? Okay, so... Yeah, I presume even though we've got basement... Yeah. Yeah, now it's not thinking that's a room either. This is just being weird. Amy, what's my cat's name? Arthur. He's very cute. Faye, your audio is back. Hi, welcome back. Amy, thank you for the follow. How are you doing today? 1, 2. Okay, so that's what, 6. So 1, 2, 6. Not sold on this. Antzyme, what am I building? I'm making a castle. It's a castle for the newest character in my Legacy playthrough. It's a big old plot. You thought I was Joe Sugg? Oh, that's a new one. I'll take that though. It's a nice compliment, thank you. Okay, so what I'm wondering is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 1, 2. Yeah, no, that is going to be squint, isn't it? Guess it should really be 3. Sorry, I'm just trying to plan this. Okay, so 1. Whoops. Nope. Stop, Sims. What I'm wondering about is, excuse me, is effectively having all of that as kitchen. Because having some recesses, you know, we can put some counters there, or like ovens or whatever. In fact, you know what might be a better way of doing this is just doing this. Wish there was hotkeys for this. Bella, you got a new coat today. Ooh. Please show. I nearly bought a new jumper today and then didn't. It's a good story, that, isn't it? Nearly bought a jumper and then didn't. Amy, your cat's name is Brian. Nice. Brian's a good name. I'm sure Arthur will join us on the stream at some point. I have more treats for him, so he always seems to know when treats are around. Turns up for them. Exciting stuff. I know how to tell a good story. Doesn't it just make you excited for D&D? I nearly bought a jumper today and then didn't. It's a dramatic cliffhanger. It's to make you come back, right? I worry about myself sometimes. You know I do a better job than that. Sure. Okay. Why am I... Okay. The first thing we need to do is figure out how we're getting to the basement. I keep getting myself distracted by doing other stuff. So our issue with the basement is that we can't... It has to have a ceiling, is the issue with the basement, which immediately ruins what I was going to do for the basement. I think the kitchen needs to be obnoxiously big. So it could just be all of that. And then we could have the stairs maybe being here. That's the right color. Like so. Then we just got this one wasted tile here. But it's also going to be dead space down there. So why don't we turn the stairs and move it one further along? And then we don't have dead space. Not convinced with this, but I think I'll just roll with this for now because we are going to be here forever otherwise. Lunamoon, you bought a big girl purchase of a new bag. You're too scared to open it though. You're too scared to open a bag. Why? Bella, you wish you could join, but your schedule is probably too all over the place. I'm sorry to hear that, Bella. You can always find a smaller group with people who don't mind playing as frequently or something. We can try and organize something later. Supernova, this is so intricate you feel bad for your Sims. They're in a glorified square. Well, you didn't see what our previous Sim was living in. Our previous Sim was absolutely living in squalor. He moved into a house that had no furniture and then had like the most basic furniture, and it was all kind of second-hand nonsense, and you know, he was thieving to make ends meet. And Supernova, thank you for the follow. And lots of lamps. Yep, his collection of lamps made it into the writing. I think you were also there at some point, Lunamoon, but there was a collection of lamps that got added as clutter in the gallery as well. Right, we need to get rid of all of that. Okay. Okay. Oh, now it's doing this nonsense again. Okay, right, hopefully that's treating that all as one room. Okay, so you come in, you go left, and then it wouldn't be immediately left again, but you would want a door, and you would want a door going immediately into another door so that they can take food. Or would you? Because you wouldn't want to be able to see/hear. So maybe they should be staggered. But you also want the food to be coming in at like the far end of the dining room, right? So you have so you have all the kind of eating stuff, say, over here, and then you have the like entrance over there. Also, what door do people think? Triss, what are we building? A castle. A gothic castle. A black gothic castle. You did see I did that. He's just an addict to the lamp, or was he secretly Mothman? Mothman is over my head. I don't know the Mothman reference. But no, I think the story was like that he'd brought some of them with him. I think this left door, unsurprisingly, fits better. Maybe we should use the door on the left for servant doors, and the door on the right for the owner's doors, because these seem a little more grand, maybe. Okay, so we need some separation, so I'm going to say if we line this vaguely up. I'm actually going to say that we add another wall here. No. Immediate regret. That looks ridiculous. Okay, we're just going to leave the door there for now. We'll sort the rest of it later on. Okay. Oh, this diagonal wall is such a pain. Okay, how... Right. Just gonna start whacking some stuff down just to try and get the lay of the land, as it were. So we want the door. Not super far away. What are we gonna do with this corner? Unless we have the table at angles. Or maybe we don't have a table, maybe we have counters to look like a table. Current MC needs to go back and steal the lamps, 100%. Mothman's arch enemy, Man Moth. Reminded you of Ricky Gervais' podcast with Carl Pilkington. Which one? There is a literal Build-A-Bear of Mothman. So? I'm already a cryptid, apparently. Luna Moon, you mean have I ever seen Mothman and Sam in the same room? Oh dear. Right. Okay, what tables do we have? Are the biggest ones going to be 3 wide? I think so. They're also not going to tile well. I do remember there's one really large one somewhere. Because I swear we had... Oh no, I think we did just have one that was a 3 by 1. Yeah, and we definitely want a bigger than 3 by 1. Okay, let's see what the deal is with counters. So let's say... Okay, for argument's sake, let's say we take the rustic island in black. Not convinced by this, but just for argument's sake. So if we do something like... Say we have it this size.
Save your game.
Thank you. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we need to do the corners better. Let me save. Who got the save? Honey, thank you for the save. This is why I added candles to the background. Mike, what? Pardon? Right, so we want the corner... Just outer corner ones. Okay, so 2 things here. 1, why don't these... Okay. See if we can actually get these to lock. Suspect not, and I suspect it's because we're doing it diagonally. But isn't it weird that they won't place aligned to each other? Why are they askew? Presumably, that means that the corners in Sims aren't proper corners. Just gonna have to do it ourselves. It's gonna be such a faff. I think it might work though. Oh, is it really not gonna? Okay, we might still get away with this. Desperately trying to get things to lock to each other. Why don't I use BB move objects? Because one of the rules for this playthrough is to not use cheats. And move objects is a cheat. Too big on one side, too small on another. I mean, that kind of works as a big table, right? Right? Loon Moon, you're sat here like you cannot see what you're doing and realize the brightness on your phone was on the lowest setting. Oh dear. I mean, it is also quite a dark castle with everything being black, so you're over here trying to be Charlie. Like Charlie trying to find Pepe Sylvia. Exactly. Need the wall of red string behind me. Try placing them with Alt. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, Liv. What room am I building? I'm trying to build a kitchen, but I've given not kitchen, a dining room. But I gave myself this horrible diagonal section of wall. And I'm now regretting it. You guys having fun? Oh dear. Okay. Currently, like, this was a nice idea, but I think it's a silly one. Maybe we should just cut the corner off. Corner can be its own weird room. So that lines up pretty nicely with that. So we've got a nice reception room here. And then we were saying maybe a parlor room here, but I'm now less convinced of that. I mean, I guess... Yeah, because I mean, you could do a parlor room and you could kind of have it nicely lined up like this. So it's a kind of sensible sized parlor room. And then we've just got this weird bit. Jake followed. Thank you, Jake. Library. Well, I think the library is probably going to go upstairs. In my head, it's like the public rooms, right? So parlor room, reception, dining room, kitchen, and then upstairs would be like library, study, crafts room, whatever. And then the floor up would be all the bedrooms. And then it's the top. Um, hmm. We can get rid of these internal windows. I mean, we could just not have... If we don't have a separate parlor room, so if we just have the reception room being the parlor room, then we can leave this as just a weird space and maybe have this as the kitchen, but then they've got like as the dining room, but then they have to kind of walk through, which doesn't feel like it makes sense. So you could have this as the parlor room / reception and this as the dining room. But I feel like if you go into the castle and then straight ahead, it would be the like reception place, right? You wouldn't go straight forward into the dining room. Or is that just me? The lights in the room are off. Oh, I'm just throwing random lights around. Oh, do you mean they're off here? Yeah, it's because it thinks it's outside. Because it keeps deleting like bits of floor. Faye, your nails are almost done. Awesome. You get really appreciative of your hands if you can't use them for a while. Black. Nice. Color of your soul. Reception room would be expected. Dead ahead. Live. Maybe like a, what's it called? Display some paintings or statue in the really odd room. Like a trophy room. Yeah. I mean, it's not unheard of for like the food to have to go through a corridor, right? It's not the most practical setup, but so you could have kitchen and then dining room over here, and you could have this weird corner as a trophy room. I'm wondering about getting rid of this section, because if we move this one to the right, then it's even down here, but then we do lose this little corner nook. Maybe we shouldn't just deal with having some weird shapes. I know I'm overthinking this. That's why he was collecting so many lamps, clearly. Rat, thank you for the follow. How you doing today? But yeah, I mean, that could definitely work as like a trophy room. If we're doing that, though, what you could do is if you move this door to like here, for argument's sake, say we move it to there, you could then have it like this and have this whole thing as the trophy room. To what advantage? I don't know. You could also Yeah, so it's like 4 across. You could also have that as the trophy room. And then just deal with this really weird corner. Butler in the basement. Well, my original plan was to do butler stuff in this weird space, or to like have access to butler stuff in that weird space. But honestly, the layout of this castle is stressing me out. I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. But for people that are new here and don't know, I take a 5-minute break every hour to refill my drink and have a stretch. You should do the same. I will see you lovely people again in 5 minutes. Be right back. Hello. Don't know why I came in sounding like a ghost. Reasons. How's everyone doing? You restarted and you're hoping it's working now. Nice. You're back but lurking. No worries, Murray. What I really should have done with this castle is designed the rooms, designed the layout first. Now I'm in a predicament. I think the logical thing to do at this point is to get rid of the diagonal section. I think. Okay, you keep having to restart the stream because your audio dies when you tab out and back in. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Vinny, you got your homework done. Nice. How you doing today, Vinny? Senna, you should really try Sims again. Always looks fun. It is. Go play some Sims. I will forever be the voice to bring you back. Brooke Barlow. Hi, thank you for the follow. How are you doing today? You like the castle like this? Yeah, I mean, from the outside, the diagonal bit looks really nice. It's just, what are we doing with the inside? What do we do? I mean, we could go, I guess it makes the diagonal seem less obnoxious if we have a smaller space, perhaps not that small, dedicated for this corridor, because then you've got this kind of big open diagonal section. And then you've just got this weird corridor. Nah, don't like that. Whole charm of castles is weird rooms that don't make sense. This is true. This is true. But there's them not making sense, and there's just it being rubbish. Like, I don't mind us having some odd rooms, because the previous castle had odd rooms, but this one, currently, this room, I can't figure out how to make it make sense. Because the problem is it's ground floor. So it should be an important public room.
Hydrate.
Logically, no? Ludwig, thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, we could do secret rooms. Both platforms requesting secret rooms. Okay, so another thing that we don't need to do. We've got this thing all over the castle right now, whereby the towers, the internal tower goes the whole way top to bottom. We don't need that. We could remove the internal sections of some of the towers, which would give us a lot more free space. So this section could just go completely. We don't need this. And then upper section, this can go completely. We don't need that. Then upper section. I reckon those ones can stay, as it were. But, I mean, we probably don't need a wall here. I just don't know. I don't know how much advantage there is in that. My thinking was, if we get rid of this tower, what we could do is split this room in two. And have the living room, dining room both here, and then just have kind of a big reception room here, and then figure this nonsense out later. Love a good secret room. Secret room for secret meetings. Very ominous. You have to go walk the dog. No worries. Enjoy the walk. Hopefully you'll be back. Don't stress. Enjoy your walk. Okay, so for examples' sake, if we do it that way, visually that isn't even visually a tower from the outside, so also completely unnecessary here. And then it's a tower. Okay, so that gives us kind of two obvious rooms. A bit of an odd space here. We can figure that out. Move the kitchen. Well, so I think it still makes sense for the kitchen to be this. Well, okay, so it made sense for the kitchen to be this side if the bakery was there, but the alternative is that we move the bakery to the other side. Oh, I guess the bakery probably makes sense to be by the farm building, though. Because, yeah, I mean, you could do kitchen, dining room, living room, bakery. We could just skip having the farm stuff. Or we have it as like a butcher's and a bakery, and then we put the tavern over here. I mean, I guess, does it really matter? You could just have corridors connecting all of them. Did I pre-order the new pack? No, not yet. Jenny, yours play Sims. It is fun. I'm glad you enjoy it. But yeah, Uncle Monkey, I probably won't be pre-ordering the new pack. It doesn't really fit with their legacy playthrough that I'm doing at the moment. Leslie, you think that's a good idea to move the kitchen dining over here? Yeah. Then that just leaves us with the question of, what are we doing with this space? But also, we then need to figure out the basement situation down here. Okay, so if we're doing that, so if this is the kitchen, we probably want to section this off. Kitchen. Dining room. Probably don't need to section the whole thing off. Let's say... like that, maybe? Okay, I think we're just going to use the castle doors for now. I would if Sims was behaving. Sims, thank you. Are these doors different sizes? No, they're both 3s. Okay. So we could do it like that because then we can reclaim this section for something. Living room or a banquet hall. Well, yeah, so that's kind of what I'd pictured. It's kind of what I'd envisaged in words. Okay, I'm just going to put in stuff so you can see what I mean. So, fridge, kitchen, study, dining room, dining table, table. Table. Receiving room. Put down some sofas. You see? Yeah, so I'm thinking you could do something like gallery over here, gallery trophy room. MC could start a club. That would be a club room. Again, would you not have that higher up? So maybe having a secret club room off the living room could be fun. We could make that work, but it's trying to do it in such a way that it still seems practical. Because yeah, this section here is the issue. The weird triangle. Which presumably we're then also going to have to some degree on the next floor. Less of an issue there. You said the defo not a cult club. Okay, so we've got the room over there. We've got room over there. Right, let's just add basements to, or basic basements to all the houses. And then we can backtrack and figure out how to line stuff up later. Should be all of them. Cool, right, so that's how we link everything up. I'm just going to copy this to there so I can actually see it. Okay, so we will link all of these to some degree. I mean, in some cases, we can just do very straightforward, like that sort of nonsense, right? Interesting. Just paid 10 simoleons to put a wall down that was already there. The triangle for the butler. Maybe? Secret walkways between all the houses. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we make secret? Secret passages everywhere. Just trying to think of like, it would be good to have a fireplace. It would be good to have a fireplace, but where would the fireplace be venting to? This is why we should have designed this like one floor at a time and not made the outside first. Because now, where do we just have a chimney there that just runs up and then just what pops out in the middle of the roof? That doesn't really make sense. Should have built this the other way around. Rob's vent on the top more than a chimney. Yeah, though I guess the chimney doesn't have to be straight. Right, there were old chimneys that like went at angles. So if the fireplace, for argument's sake, was here, it could still, you know, vent like there or something, you know. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. We can just pretend like it doesn't vent anywhere. It's just a magic fireplace that doesn't need a chimney. But I like thinking of these things. I like trying to make it as realistic as possible. I know it is unnecessary, but I enjoy the process. What's the biggest fireplace? That one's pretty big and has a mirror. Do we think one like one of these, or do we think something a bit more gothic? Maybe. I'm trying to keep everything to the like black and white theme is challenging. We also probably wouldn't just have... Oh, I guess you would just have stone walls. Could you make the triangle a seance room? We could make the triangle a seance room. Hi, Jono. How you doing today? Nikki, you reckon the middle one? Yeah, I think the middle one on balance is the nice one. It's a shame that it doesn't come in a more convincing black. We don't have to have stone for interior walls. I mean, you don't have to do anything. We're building this for fun. We could make it as wild as we wanted, as we want. Just because I'm being awkward doesn't mean that the game requires us to be awkward. I'm just awkward. I know I'm awkward. What pack was this part of? Horse Ranch, of course it is. I swear half the time that I build with stuff, it ends up being the Horse Ranch pack. King of the Castle chimney. I actually quite like that one. Not convinced it suits this. Like, the layout of that chimney was nice, but the stone was a bit odd. Well, I guess if we do one like this, because that vaguely matches, right? Oops. Because it would be like there-ish. That doesn't seem too weird. The equestrian dressing pack. Exactly. You wouldn't want to wallpaper the stone walls. No, but there could be like internal timber walls, right? Actually be like there. I think where's the wall? Yeah, the wall's like here. Looks completely normal, right? Random little chimney in the middle of the roof. I'm alright, thank you, Jono. I'm very exhausted. I'm still not well, sadly. Just trying to make the best. Right, fireplace is the whole way up. Probably not a fireplace on the roof though. Slight issue is how do you then get to this tower? That's fine, whatever. You go outside to get into the tower. It is an outsidey kind of tower. Normal sentences. Okay. I guess the thing to do is going to be figuring out how to do the downstairs on the kitchen. You could just do the downstairs there to be fair. If we grab these, of course I didn't make that as a basement. Let's just fix that. Yeah. Come up into the room or come up on the edge of the room. You probably want to come up on the edge of the room, right? So, like this? No. I want to do that. Then that. Then that. There you go. In and then down. Or immediately down. Immediately down. Sorry. My random chunnering to myself. Hopefully some of you are understanding what I'm going for here. Right. Because then you come up here. Oh, yeah. No, that's... that's why you don't have it going immediately down. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. We just move this back one. Like that. And then it's added that section there, which is the forever wind up on Sims that you have to like, oh, it's going to do the same thing it did on the other side. We're going to have a random patch of grass. No. How do we get around that? It's going to add the random patch of grass. It's fine. It's fine. We'll make it work. I can make it work. I should rest. I really should. There is absolutely no way I am making it the whole way through today's stream. I am already struggling. Not only from a health perspective, like general health perspective, but yeah, my voice is struggling. We can't even put a pillar in the corner. Okay. Let's do it with walls. No, not. If you ever wondered whether you could make spiral staircases, you absolutely can make spiral staircases. It's not ideal, but it will work. Where is the castle fence? There it is. Luna, your mum's old house was 400 years old and has a chimney vent in the middle of the roof. See, we're just making realistic stuff, apparently. 100%. Don't know why I'm bothering to do this. They're just going to get reset at some point again anyway. Okay. Still thinks that this this room is outside. Which one of the walls? There you go. No, it still thinks we're outside. The perpetual problems. Okay, the game is lagging. Let's get a save. Last, thank you for the follow. Oh, it looks like Peeps has stopped working. Oh, this is going well. Right. So we've got the little spiral down there. I like that, actually. I think that's turned into quite a nice solution for a annoying problem. Just copying some lights around so that we can still see what we're doing. Okay. Just a million lights spread around the property. Okay, so this gives us space to make like cellars and bakery nonsense. But this is where we still want to have the main kitchen, which then has our little through room to the dining room. Okay. Well, I think this is coming together. And then, yeah, I guess we just use this weird diagonal space to do the secret room somehow. We'll figure a way. Christina, what are you building? It's massive. Yeah, we're building a massive castle complex. Our sim has inherited a lot of money and we're in the process of planning a big old castle. It's a bit of well, yeah, it's a castle and outbuildings. So the outbuildings will be rented out and then the main family will live in the actual castle. But yeah, it's a big build. It's taken a lot of planning. As you can see by all the like random sketching as to where things are going to go. Yeah, we've had to do a few reshuffles today because we've got this weird diagonal section that we're unsure what to do with. So we've moved it so that the kitchen's now going to be on this side. So we've got kitchen with a little spiral staircase. So we've got access to the other buildings like bakery, butchers, tavern, that kind of thing. And then the kitchen's got this through room into the dining room, and then the dining room will have a through room into the living room, parlor room, and then the parlor room will have, we're thinking currently maybe a secret entrance of some description into a hidden room at the back. Not really sure what we're going to do with that. Maybe a trophy room, or someone suggested a seance room. We could go back down that route. Yeah. All the Frosties. What are you talking about, Lunamoon? The ghosties, that makes more sense. Yeah, do you remember on the previous mansion there was just pretty much permanently ghosts around? Or that one horse that just wouldn't leave? I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I'd forgotten that was a thing. Lily, the horse, the one who keeps dying on loop, the one that we've had the death message like 30 something times now, was the same horse that several times walked into the house and then got stuck in the house. You were inhaling a sandwich. You're aware you're supposed to eat them, not breathe them, right? Pro tip. Hi Kendall, how you doing today? Oh, I am so tempted to just start this again. Like the previous one was a mansion attached to a castle. And I think a lot of the stuff in my head, I keep going, oh, I wish we were doing a mansion rather than a castle. Okay. If you guys like it, we'll stick with it. Like I'll recover it. Like it will end up okay. Like it's not going to be dreadful, but it's also not living up to the vision. You know, and we can make it look nicer with, you know, some decoration and like there's some stuff inside it. But in my head, I had this whole like idea about the kind of vibe, I guess, that it would set, or using with the Gothic Lothario, as I keep calling him. And I don't know, I feel like this isn't that. Does that make sense? You think I need to start furnishing it and it'll come together? Yeah, but the problem is to do the furnishing, we need to make the inside make sense, and the inside doesn't make sense because I did this whole thing back to front. Like, I tried to make the outside look interesting and quirky without really paying any attention to how the inside was going to be. When in doubt, more bathrooms. Yeah, I've not even left space for bathrooms. I also kind of don't like that the castles ended up kind of awkwardly squashed in one corner. It feels that the outbuildings kind of take priority. Castles don't make sense, that's why they're interesting. Yeah, this is true. I'll get there. It will get there. It will be fine. Yeah, I think maybe I'm just... I think I probably just got a little bit frustrated that the kitchen stuff didn't go the way that I want it to, and like the weird thing with the grass getting in the way annoyed me a little bit. Alexandra, you think you should do whatever you want to do, whatever you envision? Yeah, the problem is Sims keeps getting in the way. Kendall, you want to rip your hair out? The kids are Mad Hatters today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully they calm down soon. The Earl's Door. Okay, where are we putting doors? I don't know. I mean, I think shapes-wise, these three are fine. Maybe the thing to do is to make some... like, make the basic rooms. So if we make a kitchen, a dining room, a living room, bedroom, bathroom, study, etc., and we try and put those in places that we feel like those make sense. Adrian, thank you for the follow. And then play the game for a little bit with just some of the castle not being finished. And be like, because then maybe we'll have moments where, it would be nice if we had this. It would be nice if we had this. And then we can use some of our leftover space for that. You know? Because I don't think it's against, you know, I mean, it's technically against our rules to do that, but it's not because I'm cheating, it's because I'm not seeing the vision right now. So rather than just not playing the game for ages until I have the vision back. You get what I mean? I feel like I'm wording that poorly, but you hopefully know what I mean. Save, thank you. Lunar Moon, your mum got married in a castle when you were a kid and spent most of the wedding getting lost exploring. That sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I at least think that the kitchen kind of area is coming together a little. I do also think that the discovery of what we were able to do with the cabinets, not cabinets, what were we doing it with? Counters, or making big tables is gonna be useful. I definitely think we'll be using that. I don't know. Whack a fridge down. Yeah, we haven't really picked like a style for the inside because we kind of said black up until now, but like, are we trying to stick with the castle vibe, or are we trying to go a bit more kind of upmarket gothy on it? Like, it might be a castle on the outside, but are we trying to make it kind of nice in the middle? You know what I mean? You would absolutely live there. Yeah, I mean, you can always redecorate, right? Would need a cleaner to be included though, because forget trying to hoover. Yeah, I mean, it, you know, you'd finish hoovering and then you'd need to start hoovering again. It would be endless. There would be no end to the hoovering. Let me put you down. Okay. That door is annoying. How are we going to deal with that? Because you don't really want to have to walk. You don't want to have to walk through the kitchen. We'll figure it out. I think this build, more so than a lot of the other ones, is just going to be completely winging our way through it. Like, usually I have a bit more of a solid vision before I start, and I just don't at the moment. I mean, I did have one earlier. I think it got lost somewhere along the way. I mean, maybe just like that. Doesn't feel particularly space efficient right now. Maybe feels a bit too space efficient, I guess. Hi Ollie, how you doing today? The Broof. Will there be a door from the kitchen to the bakery? Or the bakery has its own kitchen area. So the plan, so say we have this as the bakery, like it will be a kind of shop front on the top and then the bakery below, and then there will be a corridor between them underneath. I'm too hard on myself, thank you, Farouk. Lunar Moon, it's a castle, you don't think you need to worry about being space efficient. I know. But like, I'm trying to still make it make sense, you know? Right, lovely people of the stream, as much as I want to keep streaming and stressing out over this castle, I'm sure you can hear in my voice, my throat is just not handling this at the moment. So I am going to be sensible and stop streaming here. I will try and get some building of this done at some point outside of the stream, so you guys don't have to just deal with me stressing about this on stream the whole time. hopefully get back to gameplay sooner rather than later. For anyone that is new here, I'm Sam. I usually stream 5 days a week from Monday to Friday from 4 until 7. So it's 5:45 now. I'm just stopping early because my voice is going. All of my links can be found in my bio, including my music, which is all of what we listen to is my music, my game on Steam, and my Discord. Hopefully, I will see some of you lovely people either in the Discord or on stream again tomorrow. Until next time, bye for now.